This is the Infinite Receiving Podcast, helping conscious leaders like you tap into a wealth of abundance across all areas of your life and business. My name is Susie Ashworth. I am a single mom of 3 and author of the Sunday Times best-selling book, Infinite Receiving: Crack the Code to Conscious Wealth Creation and Finally Manifest Your Dream Life. On this show, I'll be sharing with you how you can upgrade your identity and your reality to create the life that you have been dreaming of. Because you are ready to be an infinite receiver. Hello, you gorgeous, gorgeous human being. It is Susie Ashworth here, and you are listening to the Infinite Receiving Podcast. And I just have a lot going on in life right now, and some of it feels so juicy, so exquisite, so just, you know what I mean? You know, when I'm back to the peach analogy, that big, fat, juicy, squishy peach, and other parts feel really like bum clenchy. And it's interesting because the bum clenchy pieces mainly sit around personal and kids and mumming, and the juicy bits are my why and the vision and the work. We've just come back from Glastonbury, and I am not going to lie. If you were not at that retreat, you missed out. You missed out. It was exquisite. And I'm not just saying that. I'm actually really looking forward to doing an episode with one of the participants from this retreat. It was the most miraculous experience I have had in my entire 12 years of coaching. And whilst I am not going to share the details of this experience right now, the outcome, the impact of that experience was real life, in the moment proof that miracles happen, that this work is working, that this work is worthy, that every single one of us houses limitless potential that has the capacity to change generations, 7 generations ahead of us, 7 generations behind us. That when we do the work, we create unlocks for our children who, I believe, in maybe all instances, actually choose us as parents because they are here to create unlocks for us. It's this beautiful co-creation. We saw this in real time on the retreat. If ever I needed a reminder from the universe, like, this is your path, this is your purpose, you are on it, you are doing it, that retreat was it. There was also, on a very personal note, just another layer of intuition that came through in a way that I haven't experienced before. And I felt so grateful to be able to move and tune in and sense what was needed in a way that we haven't done. We also had all of the front of house team there, and I have never had that experience before. And that felt really nourishing and powerful for me and for the guests. So on every front, I feel like we nailed it. And it's like, this is why you need to be in our world. This is why we need to train as many coaches as possible, because I want the ripple effect of you knowing how to facilitate and hold exquisite in-person experiences where people are, like, very literally in the moment changing before your eyes because of the work that you're doing. I don't think there is a more powerful space than a deeply immersive transformational retreat space. I had the confirmation. And so if you were not at that retreat, you missed out, because I am now no longer doing them publicly. After all of that, do not worry, because there are the live events. They're just different because they're not as intimate. You don't get as much one-to-one time. And I'm not giving up retreats either. Retreats will be for certification students and alumni clients. So people who have done the work with me before. I think that that was also one of the things that felt incredibly special, is that everybody in the room, with the exception of one person, has had access to the work, which just meant that we were able to go really deep, really quickly, and of course, very safely. And usually, when there are a lot of new people in the room, it means that there's some warming up and there's some reassurance and there's more safety requirements for people to open up and let go. Whereas when people have been in my world, even for a short time, know that we have all got their backs, it's easier for them to breathe and release. So I am really looking forward to how the format is going to change, and also just working with people who know me and are in the work. It's going to be extraordinary. So we're going back to Glastonbury next May, and I cannot wait. One of the things that feels alive and present, and actually the thing that I am going to be sharing with you today, is just something that I've noticed, even with me, having been in this world for 12 years now, made multiple millions of pounds, worked with thousands and thousands of people in close proximity and online, that there are still people who want me to work for free. And it makes me smile. Like, I'm not offended by it, but it makes me smile that I still get this even after 12 years. And I know that for people who are thinking about whether they move into coaching, so this is if you are, in corporate and a natural coach, or you are somebody who is a psychologist or a therapist or a healer, and you have your work and you find yourself, tagging on coaching because it's natural for you, even if you don't have a framework as such, it is natural for you. But you find yourself tagging on coaching alongside people also just offloading onto you. You are the person that people naturally come to for advice. And whilst you don't mind that, it happens a lot. And there are people out there who are making thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions from offering the service that you are giving away for free. And you know it. And it kind of doesn't feel that great. And so I wanted to share with you some tips on how to stop doing this. And I've kind of got some bonuses as well, some bonus points that you might not like me for saying, but I just want to keep it real. I think that's one of the other things that has come through for me since being on retreat. There's this, I'm not interested in sanitizing it. And I feel that when it comes to self expression, I'm pretty open anyway, but I know that there is another level. I know that there has been a little bit of, but this is the formula that works. And I get it, like when it comes to messaging. And I'm very specifically thinking about my content for LinkedIn, because I'm in this commitment where I post every day for 10 weeks. It's bloody boring. And there is a formula, but the formula doesn't feel like I have been able to really tap into where I am fully self expressed, and sometimes just want to say, fuck. Anyway, I have been doing that. As I've been running out of time, my content has been becoming more me, which gets less engagement. But it is true. Anyway, so with my bonus points, they might sound a little bit harsh, but know that they come from a place of wanting you to be able to build a business where you get paid to really make an impact. And because you get paid, you are able to choose how you spend your time way more specifically and intentionally than when you give away your skill set for free. And this is my first point. You've got to start valuing your time. I have maybe 50 active clients at the moment, and 5 of them have access to me. If I gave away my time one on one to the additional 45, how do you think that I would be able to show up for the people that are actually paying me for one to one support? Not very well. If I spent time coaching every single person that reached out to me with a question that was a coaching question, how well do you think I would be able to serve the people who are actually paying me for my private time? How long do you think that I would be able to keep going if I was just working with everybody one to one every time that they had a question? I would not be able to do it, and neither can you. I am really, really clear that sometimes we might spend a minute together and I will say, let's say 5 minutes. I will say one sentence, and that sentence can change everything. I value that 5 minutes and I value that one sentence. I value the fact that 5 minutes giving away indiscriminately to person after person after person after person after person not only depletes me in my business, but it also depletes me in my home. I don't have time for that. I value my time. You have to start looking and asking yourself, how much time is this actually costing me? And what is the value that I put on my time? There's just a really interesting perspective when it comes to the tasks that you do in your business. Are you spending time doing £10 tasks? So these are going through your inbox, responding to frequently asked questions, or are you doing £1,000 tasks? Strategizing for your next quarter and planning out your next launch. The more time you spend on £10 tasks, the less effective your business is going to be. The more time you spend coaching people for free, the less opportunity you have to spend on £1,000 tasks. So you've got to start valuing your time. This next piece of advice is really for people who are transitioning into coaching or thinking about it. It is going to be much harder for you to stop coaching for free if you don't actually have an offer. You've got to have an offer, even if it is a coffee break, pick my brains. You want to pick my brains for 25 minutes for £25? Great. You want to pick my brain for an hour and a half for £250? Great, let's do it. Have an offer. Oh, it's funny that you should ask that. I have got a link where we can kind of go into depth on that. I've been speaking to quite a few people about this recently. I've been speaking to quite a few clients about this recently. If you want to do a pick my brain, super happy, I'll drop the link in. It can be as low key and as easy as that. So you've got to have an offer. And then point three, which we've just spoken to, you have to invite people to buy it. There's no point in having an offer if you never ask people to actually invest. Number four, and again, this is for people who are transitioning, please legitimize your services with training. And I know that some people will listen to this and be like, I've got so many certifications. If you don't have a coaching certification and there is a part of you that feels uncomfortable about charging for the work that you have up until now been doing for free, I don't think that it's a bad idea to get a cert, not for the paper, but for the framework, for the confidence of actually understanding how to structure a session and how to structure a package of sessions to increase your chances of facilitating the optimal results for your clients. It is not for the certification, but to increase the breadth of your toolkit. It is not for the certification, it is to have your own coaches and mentors within that framework to ask questions to, to get supervision, to get supported. Legitimize your natural ability with training. So these are my top 4 points that will really support you in stopping giving away your work for free. And here are my harsh but true bonus points. Stop being a martyr. I said it. I think that as women, especially, there is a tendency to just feel like you need to be all things to all people and not want to be and feel resentful about it. You've got to stop doing that. Understand that martyrdom is a choice. And you've got to ask yourself, what is it that I am getting out of trying to be all things to all people, even though I resent it? And then from that place, you probably need some coaching. Two, and just understand that overgiving leads to burnout. So this is inextricably linked to my request to stop being a martyr. But just the more you give, the less over time you are going to have to give. Most of the people that I work with, coaching is a vocation. This is not something that they are doing for a hobby. It's something that lights them up, that they see themselves doing for at least the next decade. You cannot do that if you are unable to take adequate rest, and you can't take adequate rest if you are undercharging or not charging at all. So stop overgiving. And this is the one that might sting the most, but people will start taking you seriously when you take your own skill set and yourself seriously. You're not taking yourself seriously, and that is being reflected in the fact that you are willing to give away your coaching services for free. Now, doesn't mean when you start taking yourself seriously, people will stop asking. Like I said, people still ask and expect that from me 12 years in. So it's not that it will stop people asking, but your willingness and capacity to say, no, this is not how we do it. This is how you can access me if you want my time, if you want my energy, if you want my support. This is how we do it. You will do that way more regularly and readily when you start taking yourself seriously. You have got a gift, and that's worth something. It is not bad to charge for something that you could give for free because you love it so much. It is not bad. And I would say that one of the primary reasons why you should charge, even if you don't want to, even if you could give it away for free, even if you think that you should give it away for free, is that when somebody has to pay for your insight, they are way more likely to take it seriously. So when you're charging, you're not even doing it solely for you, you're doing it for them, because the more that they pay, the more seriously they will take it as well. So this is it from me this week. And if this has resonated with you, you know currently that you are undercharging, or you are giving away your work for free because you haven't quite made the leap yet into coaching and you're ready to stop doing that. You have a vision for either replacing your corporate salary or making your first six figures, then you should come and join us for Pathway to Purpose. This is my 3-day virtual event where I break down live for you everything that you need to know about creating a successful and profitable coaching business in 2025. This is exactly what I would do if I was starting from scratch. This is what we teach our students. This is how I am running my business right now. And yes, it includes live facilitation. So again, if retreats are something that you can see yourself doing and actually want to be able to do it profitably, then you should join us for Pathway to Purpose. It is happening from the 5th to the 8th of June. You can find all of the information at www.susieashworth.com/unlock6. That is the number, figures. susieashworth.com, unlock 6 figures. Okay, that is it from me from today. I hope that you have found this episode useful. Do me a favor, please tag me on Insta if you got something from this, or share it with a friend. And I look forward to being in your earbuds next week.
Thank you for listening to Infinite Receiving with me, Susie Ashworth. I'd love to share with you my Infinite Receiving activation audio. Go to susieashworth.com/activate infinite receiving.